This video is about the Afro Grayman. You're like, what is he talking about, Afro Grayman? Big shouts to those in the contractor industry doing videos on Grayman. I suggest you watch more videos than mine on this topic. This is how you survive this country, America, that's going to go through a serious shift. In any country that goes into shift. Okay? For starters, when you know they're hunting for you, and you know you're looking for you, it's best to look like one or two things as you're a black man in this country. You gotta look away, first of all. Just as I pass one. And then look at one. Yeah, because you want to see exactly what you're looking at sometimes. Make sure to see if they are looking at you. Because if someone is looking at you, sometimes you gotta just be like a little, wave. Also at the same time, I keep my vehicle discreet, keep my vehicle, not too flashy. Another thing, if the cops get behind you in traffic, my car's legit, both my brake lights work, everything's working good. The cops just get behind me in traffic. I just turn, do the right turn. Right turn, rabbit. Right turn, rabbit. Just do a real slow right turn, signaling. Especially when you see them coming a mile away, quarter mile away. Man, put your signal light on. Put your signal light on and just turn right. Avoid left turns. If you're driving dirty, avoid left turns, man, in busy times. Sometimes busy times are better than not so busy times. Depends on your demographic and depends on how many police you have. Let's say like Los Angeles, busy time, you may or may not want to go out in traffic if you do or do not have to. Slow time, you gotta look at it like this. What kind of lions do you got in your jungle? You got jungle lions that like to feed a lot, or you got well-fed jungle lions that don't really care? Like certain townships where predominantly Anglo-Americans exist, they tend to have a very lax police force. So they're not necessarily looking for, anything wild. But if you stick out like a sore thumb, then they'll talk about it, look at you, profile you, that kind of thing. That's the kind of things that happens when you're in these areas that we're moving to now, that they have gentrified, because we call it nice, but you may want to think about just starting your own communities in other little nearby countries or nearby states. A topic for discussion. But as I digress, staying gray and staying discreet is a very, very interesting thing you want to do in America, especially if you look like I do the work that I do. I don't know if you do the kind of, I'm into the entertainment industry and shit like that. I'm always like got my hair cut a certain way. I got tattoos that make me stick out a certain way. I do things that, won't necessarily make me look, I feel like, the most inviting energies. It's cool on stage, but not necessarily cool in the, Anglo-American mental idea if you're not careful. Another thing, I'm kind of making a mistake with the gray. And the gray hair is okay because people think you're a little bit older. They may not respect you. But our current administration, not current, but the ongoing war on us has been to emasculate us. So sometimes when I'm driving, I tend to look like, try to look as much like my mom as possible, y'all. I know it sounds silly, but they more likely let a black woman by and they see a black man walk in. You know what I'm saying? They thinking about, these animals think about pussy a lot. These oppressive energies think about pussy a lot. And the division in them, okay, the black woman's cool in their program. So understand that men understand that black families, like a family, that's something they're not necessarily, do they invite it or do they not? Just understand your demographic and understand where you are. Another thing about being gray is, I'm talking about concealment now. I'm not talking about weapons and martial arts yet. But what I want to get into is basically, you always want to keep yourself hidden as low-key as possible. Dark colors, blending colors. Where I live, there's beige, there's greens, there's subtle grays. At night, everybody just picks up gray information, white to black. So dress accordingly to to what you have to do. Sometimes you got to dress like you're going on a special mission, even if you're just going to go pick up ice cream, because your demographic. Hey, it sounds crazy, but hey, that's I've trained contractors and I've trained with contractors in the past, so I will be sharing some of that information with you. to some extent. I will not tell you everything, but I will talk about surface things that will allow you to have an edge in your psychological self-defensing mind model, is what I would like to call it. We can start calling it that. Why not? Call it that. Anyway, not to talk too much, but just to say it's important that you stay gray. Afro gray, especially for those who understand. Latino gray, if you know what I'm saying. Except you look easier when you got a broom and some work and some ladders on your shit than you do walking around with a nice car, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers may think something different. You got a nice car, make sure you got your woman with you. So it's like, you know, the less you look like a predator, the better, because they think you're a super predator already with your grand sexuality and your beautiful looks and your, you know, your obsessed, you know, artistic abilities and things like that. All of you, not just talking about me. But hey, you know, oh God, I just can't her ashy lips. I just noticed that. Oh well, screw it. Anyway, but hey, like I was saying, just understand your demographic, understand where you are, understand how you have to blend as much as you can. Be a blendian. Yep, Black Indian blendian. I said that. We'll talk about that later too, or not. But enjoy the channel. I have many more videos to come.